Hello, what's up? It's Makita, and this is Richard. He's one of the multiple perpetrator stalkers or affiliates in the surveillance abuses-based Ponzi algorithm and conversational circuit. But I just want to go off on a quick tangent. So in these videos where I have a green screen or a background, there's no filter. So when I do a filter, it's usually just the clear skin. But here I don't have a filter on, and this is my actual face. I need that to be stated because a lot of these multiple perpetrator stalkers are in a competition to be the people that they target. So they're always trying to devalue or discredit you in some way. And one of those ways that they like to discredit me or devalue me is by competing with my aesthetic. I even have some of these nutters going out and getting surgery to look like me. So although they're trying to make fun of filters, these chicks use surgery as filters, okay? This is my God-given face. All right, this is who I am when I wake up, and it's who I am when I go to sleep. I haven't had any surgery. I don't have any Botox. I don't have anything. This is who I am. This is my phenotype. This is my bone structure. Everything about me is who I am. I'm not copying anybody else. I'm not doing anything that these weirdos are doing. But yet they can wear filters. They can wear stage makeup. Okay, it's not like regular everyday 5-minute makeup. They wear stage makeup. They can wear wigs and weaves that don't look good on them. They can go out and have surgery using somebody else's face as reference. But don't you put a filter on that clears your skin. Oh no. Okay? And all of this nuttery is done so that they can compete to be you. So, as Richard is saying, who's a multiple perpetrator stalker affiliate, he's an operative in their Ponzi. The overall mother company is Twin Flame Universe, but they operate and work with other influencer communities or, other groups of people. They work with the alt-right new media. They work with Richard Grannon and Sam Vaknin in narcissistic personality disorder coaching, which is why a lot of the schemes that these people play out, like the criminal activity that they engage in, is narcissistic in nature. They base a lot of their targeting around narcissistic personality disorder. So basically, these are people who are narcissists and they're targeting people that they believe to be empathic or people that they have some interest in for some reason, okay? So these people take their narcissism as a green light to engage in criminal activity and to engage in what they call social Darwinism, to create this environment where everybody is sort of like going after each other and it's survival of the fittest. But a lot of the times, because these people are cheating, they are not the fittest, but they're targeting people who are fit, mentally fit, spiritually fit, whatever, fit in their career. And they would like to destabilize them so that they can evolve and elevate themselves and pretend like they're the fittest, okay? So Richard here is going through the process of how they target people, and he states, here's the process. Traumatizing event, so that's when they initially target you in real life, and they will do the stalking, and they'll try to throw off your homeostasis, so the balance in your body, right? And physically how you feel. They're trying to make you feel unsafe physically. They'll break into your home. They'll engage in a whole bunch of crime to try to traumatize you. So that's their initial event. And they'll also use something called a remote or mobile squid. So that is like a sort of a technology that picks up your electrophysiology, like an electroencephalogram. And it's mobile, so they can take it around and they do their extraction process for engrams. And a lot of these cults like to go through these traumatizing processes, or they like to share each other's deepest, darkest secrets because they feel like that trauma bind or bond fosters like familiarity or like a family loyalty sense in all of them. And this is no different. A lot of these people have been targeted themselves, which is why they engage in Darvo when you approach them and you discuss their targeting or their involvement in targeting. They immediately turn into victim mode and act as if you are the perpetrator when clearly their whole business is stalking and targeting other people and creating content or businesses like this one outlines when he's going through his cognitive dissonance and decides that he wants to expose the cult that he himself works for. Okay? So he says the process is traumatizing event, trauma response, what you do, how you react as the target, processing of events, emotional responses, choice, confrontation of personal beliefs, confrontation of personal behaviors, healing, reintroduction of new self, confidence building exercises, re-triggering incidents, new response to old triggers, physical redistribution of new energy, metamorphosis, new self. So one of the themes that this cult likes to use is butterflies, right? Like, ooh, you're emerging into your new self after they've sat there and targeted you, put you through a whole bunch of traumatic events, exploited your identity, put you under neural and biosurveillance, LARPed all your ideas and your thoughts as their own. Then they come out and say, look at you, you're brand new, you've made it through, you've passed all our tests, you are now the Ubermensch, the higher self, you are divine and close to perfection. This is literally what this cult does, okay? So they target people so that they can sit there and LARP the targeting that they do of those people as a Truman Show, as a surveillance abuses Truman Show, where they're hacking you, eavesdropping on you, getting people to break into your home and stalk you, stalking you on the streets, taking pictures of you and sharing it in their Telegram or their Discord, and then running to TikTok, to YouTube, and other places where the community managers of those platforms are actually working with these little groups and cults, and then turning all of your experience of their targeting into their content. So you see a thread there that I posted of me addressing Richard as one of these members in the cult that targets people with surveillance abuses, and he gets defensive and starts to turn it around and uses Darvo on me, reversing victim and perpetrator. I am a victim. People don't like saying that, but if we don't say that, we don't get to acknowledge that there's abusive people victimizing others. This is not a victim mindset. This is somebody stating the truth. There's a group of people who operate out of a cult who could be considered a suppression and repression network, who are victimizing other people and then turning that into monetizable content so that they can pretend they are life coaches, motivational speakers, and spiritual gurus. Okay? They're also abusing the Web3 infrastructure or the metaverse. So when you hear these people talking about new businesses being built off identities, stolen identities, and organized crime, it's through the metaverse. They steal identities so that they can attach to your digital twin or what would be considered your digital ID once that fully gets rolled out. So they have access through the metaverse to electronic health records, and that's where they're doing their tampering and things like that. And then they also have access to your digital ID or your imprint or your profile, which also incorporates like psychological profiling, cognitive profiling, behavioral profiling, your digital internet usage. All of that is being amalgamated into one sort of digital ID or area in the metaverse. And these guys are working with the actual architects of that, which is how they know to maneuver without getting caught. And then they go steal identities so that they can twin to your digital twin and your digital ID and your social credit. And then they follow you and stalk you everywhere. And they continuously hack and surveillance your Wi-Fi, your networks, your devices. And these people will just sit there and doppelgang you in spirit by trying to like use bits and pieces of your identity in their content.